Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to New Nuggets. This is Debbie with Dream Big Today. And so glad that you're on with me. And let's look at Psalms. We're reading Psalms 66 today. And it says, "Make a joyful shout to God, all the earth." That's in New King James Version. If I go over to the Passion Translation, I like that one. I was looking at that one too. And it says, "Everyone, everywhere, lift up your joyful shout to God." Now, when's the last time that you have just exploded and shouted for sheer joy at what God has done in your life? it, we should be getting excited. There's just so many things that we can get so pumped about with what God has done in our life. Um, so sing your songs, tune into His glory, tell the world how wonderful He is. Hey, Leslie, glad you're on with me today. Um, Tell him how wonderful, tell everyone how wonderful He is. Now, let me back up just a minute. Whenever it says, sing out, no, make a joyful shout. That's what I'm wanting to go back to. Make a joyful shout to God. So that joyful shout is the idea of already knowing what your victory is. Remember, we fight from victory. We don't have to fight for victory. And so, because of that, we can make a joyful shout before we even get in the midst of the chaos of the day, because we know that He has already been through our day, has it organized, has it arranged. If we're following Him like we're supposed to and not step off of that narrow path, it will be good. Make His praise glorious. See, this Thanksgiving psalm summons the whole earth to come and see what God has done and to act in an act of corporate praise. You know how awesome it is whenever a whole huge group of people, it could still be just a couple, but let's go with like hundreds of people, everybody singing Amazing Grace or how great thou art. And it's like a sea of people and everybody's voice just merges into one. Everybody's on the same page and worshiping. It's just so amazing. The writer tells us what to say, and I find that awesome, pretty awesome too. Verse 3, say to God, how awesome are your works. Through the greatness of your power, your enemies shall submit themselves to you. All the earth shall worship you and sing your praises to you. They shall sing to your name, Selah. The writer writes that and then he says, oh, just stop and have a moment of silence and think about what you have been praising Him for. What has He done in your life to this point that you could just be overcome with how great He is, that you just got to take a moment. You got to take a moment and just kick back and say, yes, Lord. And you did that for me. Now, in the first part, it said, well, maybe I don't see it. I had it underlined in one of my Bibles. And in this one, oh, here it is. I've got it. Verse 5. Come and see the works of God. Now, the writer isn't just stopping with that. If you jump down to verse 16, he says, come and hear. So it's not that you are just walking by and seeing all of the miracles and all of the creation, everything like that. He says, come and hear all you who fear God. There's more to it than just what you see. Come and listen. Listen carefully to what he has done. The first 3 verses teaches us how to praise him. And in verse 4, may all of the earth worship you, God. In verse 7, we thank him. He rules by his power forever. His eyes observe the nations. Do not let the rebellious exalt themselves. Selah. We thank him for being in control of the world and our life. We could not do this without him. He who keeps our soul among the living and does not allow our feet to be moved. See, we're unshakable whenever we stand strong in him. We've drawn that line in the sand, and no matter what comes our way, our Father is with us, and he helps us in all of it. For you, O God, have tested us. You have refined us as silver is refined. So our character is developed whenever we are put through the fire, the testing of who we really are. We know who we are in when we see somebody. We know their name. We know a little bit about them, but going through a fire, you see who somebody really is, that they have what it takes. They believe in God, and they will not back down. So I want to jump on over to verse 16. We'll go on with 16. Come and hear, all you who fear, and I will declare what he has done for my soul. I cried to him with my mouth, and he was extolled with my tongue. If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear. If I hold back any sin, let me read this out of the Passion. If I had closed my eyes to my sin, the Lord would have closed his ears to my prayer. So yes, the Lord hears all of our prayers, but is he going to answer them? Because what if you're holding something back? What if you've got something you don't want to let go of? You still like it. I don't know what that could possibly be, but you haven't confessed. This says, yet if I had closed my eyes to my sin, the Lord would not have closed, or would have closed his ears to my prayers. 19, but praises rise to God, for he paid attention to my prayer and answered my cry to him. The psalmist had not held anything back. They had confessed, they had repented, they had asked him to guide and direct them, and he paid attention. And then 20, I will forever praise this God who didn't close his heart when I prayed and never said no when I asked him for help. He never once refused to show me his tender love. See, when my kids or grandkids want my help, I'm not going to deny them. I might be aggravated with something that they had done or possibly will do again, but I'm still their mom. I'm still that parent that loves them, and I see what is more to their life than where they're at right now. So as we apply this to our life today, God's people ought to be the first to praise him. We ought to be standing at the front and raising our hands and saying, let me share my praise. Let me share what he's done for me. Let me sing what he has done for me. And next, too often we learn to praise only when he brings us down to our knees with troubles and afflictions. Don't wait till you are in that emergency situation and deciding that that's whenever you're going to praise him or pray to him. If you do that every day, it changes everything about your whole life. So, like I say, it's not enough to come and see. Come and hear. Faith comes by hearing. So that God's redemption might be proclaimed publicly. You know, we've kind of got a change happening in our whole environment right now. Let's keep that going. Let's make it popular to shout praises to Jesus instead of some that want to curse him. We love him and he loves us more. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a blessed afternoon, and Elizabeth will be back